All right, welcome everybody. It's Phil Kerner, the Tool and Die Guy. It's Saturday night, and time to do a video here. And follow-up questions: building a machining fixture. Follow-up questions, part two, and back to this thing. All right. Everybody seems to be, not everybody, but there seems to be a lot of thought process put into these D-shaped holes. All right. And I explained why we did it this way, and you can rehash this all you want, but it wasn't the worst solution in the world, all right? But I have a rather tenacious fellow who's following me, and he's very polite, and he has lots more questions. So let's bite this off one at a time here. All right. Thanks for your take on the grinding grit, but I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Comparing grits to abrasive cloth is not really a fair comparison. Okay. Grinding wheels are dressed flat, whatever the grit, whereas abrasive cloth, blah, 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 is not dressed flat. If you scrape that scriber of the dressed perimeter where the cutting takes place, and of course I do use the side of the wheel all the time, but there'd be not be such a stark difference in the sound. Thank you for asking the other questions I asked too. So, answering. So, let's address the first thing. So, here's a quick video. All right, just for the sake of argument, I do want to say that the grit on the side of the wheel is the same on the bottom. Nothing changes here, okay? Now, I can rub it across here and make it very smooth, but if I really jam that pick in there. So let's listen and see if there's any difference in the sound on the bottom of the wheel. That's the 46. This is the 60. Definitely a higher pitch, right? 46. Higher, and then the 80. Definitely a difference. It's the same. The grit here is the same here. It doesn't make any difference. So, call me Mythbusters tonight. All right, let's go back to this second thing. I did miss the question about he's obsessed with the kind of obsessed. That's a good thing to be when you're a precision machinist. OCD, not a bad thing. One of my questions you missed was the counterbore suggestion. If I could remind you, I suggested adding a counterbore at the right depth to set the pin height. This would be okay. So I took care of all that, and again, as I always say, my videos open up a lot of questions, provide a lot of answers, but more questions. The reamer does not have a flat base as it has a 45-degree lead, making the depth stop difficult. Couple this with a chamfer on the end of the pin. Well, we took care of that in the first video. That's why I ground them flat. What you guys don't know is I have a secret weapon. I'm the tool and die guy. I use something called jig bore reamers. Okay, I have 1/8 inch, 3/16, 5/16, 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch jig bore reamers. Those are made by the Weldon Tool Company. See how sharp that is? You're going to get a nice clean counterbore depth, all right? Unlike a standard reamer. Now, here's a bonus lesson for you guys. A reamer always follows the hole. If you drill a hole and it's 3 to 5, 10 thousandths off location, this reamer is just going to follow it down. It's going to size the hole correctly, but it's not going to put it in the right location. A jig bore reamer, you feed it just like a reamer, but it's like an end mill. These you can see it's a cutter. So jig bore reamers really position parts well. I learned how to use these during my apprenticeship 47 years ago, whatever. So that's the secret here. If you really want to hold the depth of a reamed hole, get a set of these. I saw some when I was researching these photos on eBay. They're wonderful. They put the hole exactly where it should be, and they don't have that chamfer on them. Okay, so now we've addressed that. Let's see what was the last question. Now, let's see here. We're thinking about if they just put the holes in these buttons all the way through, you could counterbore from the bottom, hold them in place, and they can be pulled firm into the hole, removing the need to machine flats. Not quite true. We are concerned, for whatever reason, I'm not going to say, it's the worst thing. We're concerned when we put a part over this could spin, all right? So what he wants to do here, just to be sure, he wants to share a hole coming from the back and the top. I can agree with that if this plug was like an inch thick and I have a 832 coming in this way, half inch deep, and a quarter 20 coming through this way, half inch deep. I have no issue with that. When you get this tight, 600 thousandths, 832 coming in this way, and you want to open this up to a quarter 20, something's going to happen here. Somebody's going to put the wrong screw in there. They're going to lose a screw. They're going to go to the tool crib. They're going to grab the wrong screw. They're going to bottom out on the quarter 20 that's coming up through the bottom. They're going to think the part is tight. It's not. They're going to machine the part. The part's going to spin. They're going to break the end mill, and everybody's going to stand there for 3 hours trying to figure out what in the hell just happened here. So don't do that. I don't like shared holes unless the part's thick enough to do that, all right? So regarding the last point, I may add another point. One of the questions referred to hardening. As I read it, the commenter probably meant setting the parts up for hardening, not hardening them in-house. A quote from the hardeners could have been added to your client, the option. Let me tell you something. This is manufacturing in 2024, 2025. See that part? If we get a quote to make that part, they're not sending this as casting and saying, drill these holes and bore these bores out. They want us to build the whole thing. We've literally got to go to die casters, quote getting the die built, quote the production part, quote building the fixture, and quote all the customer wants now in 2025, they want that. They want that finished part right here. They don't care how you get there. They're not supplying this to you like they used to do in the old days, right? They'd send you 100 of these and say, hey, can you machine this stuff and quote it? No, they just say, we want this. Now, of course, it would be a drawing, but this is a lot better observation. Okay, so as far as us quoting the customer a heat treating charge on some plugs, not going to happen. They just want their finished parts, all right? You're not dealing with the same purchasing agents that I was in 1995. You're dealing with people that say, send this out to 100 companies, that's what we want. Okay, so that's it from here. Always happy to answer your questions. And once again, I'm the Tool and Die Guy, thetoolanddie.com. There's a lot of fun stuff over there. You don't have to join over there. There's like 400 videos, whatever. But there's a lot of fun pictures over there of my uncle's shop, my shop. If you like the history, just want to do something tonight, relax, and just look at some pictures, it's fun. I think you like it. So check it out. We'll see you on the next video.